Tony Sagami, let's talk about some stocks you don't like over at the Rational Bear. And we'll start off with Cummins Engine. They had a solid earnings beat in the second quarter earlier this week, so why don't you like the stock?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, they're benefiting from the overinvestment caused by too cheap of money by the Federal Reserve Bank. So that's going to change a little bit when they start raising rates. But more importantly, I look at it as a bigger theme by makers and takers, the factories and the transportation stocks. The Dow Transports is in a bear market. They've been falling like crazy. The Dow Industrials haven't followed it, but I don't think that's going to take too long before it follows suit. And all those transportation stocks, including Cummins Engine, despite their short-term success, are going to have some troubles going forward.
Next, you're not a fan of Arch Coal. This stock, as well as the other coal stocks, have come down for a long time. So essentially, do you avoid it? Do you short it here? Because it's essentially a penny stock.
Yeah, so you can't really short it, but if you own it, sell it. It goes back to the cheap oil. Coal is a substitute for oil. Even though it produces a large part of our U.S. Electricity needs, the demand is just falling off the roof as the prices is. So it's just an area to avoid completely.
Next, you're not a fan of Ford. This stock's been range-bound between 14 and 16 for a long time. So what finally sinks Ford?
Currency. The U.S. dollar has been on a roll. It's going to get even stronger when the Fed raises rates. I think that's one of the big misperceptions that the Fed is missing with their plan to raise rates. It's going to strengthen the dollar, and that's going to kill the multinationals to get a lot of their sales overseas, especially Ford.
And then finally, you are recommending shorting UPS. If the consumer gets stronger, this should be good for UPS, so I guess you're not betting on the consumer.
No, I'm not. But more importantly, UPS just came out themselves a few days ago and said, gosh, the future doesn't look so bright, so we want to lower our expectations. And it goes back to, I think, the overinvestment in transportation issues. You have lots of different options out there to ship products, not just UPS, but Postal Service. But UPS's biggest problem is even though they have fuel going down, they're still saying their future is not so bright. So listen to them, not what the rest of the street is saying about the consumer.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching The Street.